Okay, so this is take two. I had to hook up my freaking audio system in order to do this because I did this once already and it didn't work. It had no sound. So now I had to do all this in order to get sound. I'm going to put the microphone down and hopefully that works. So anyway, welcome to week 2, Captain's League. You sons of bitches. We had a pretty fun week. I know I had a pretty fun week. Half of you maybe didn't have such a fun week. We'll start with the worst. A little recap of week 2. Joe and Brocco played. This was the worst two teams of the week, as a matter of fact. Somebody had to win, however. Joe did not. Brocco did. Joe scored 88.55 points to Brocco's 93.76. Joe had Denard Hopkins, the Houston Texans wide receiver, on the bench with 18.8 points, but I'm pretty sure he picked him up in the middle of the game. If he didn't, then this is more worth it. 7 of Joe's starters underperformed, 7 of his 10. Tom Brady being one of those, only scored 14.05 points. That's a quarterback. If my running back scores that, I'm happy. If my quarterback scores that, I'm really pissed off. DeMarco Murray only scored Joe 5.77 points. And also with the Brady, that was like Jets defense. So how'd that feel to have your Jets defense do awesome, Joe, and then your quarterback do shitty, and you're fucked? Joe's kicker didn't even do that well, underperforming his projected 7.9 points. Brocco, on the other hand, had Doug Martin with the 4th highest running back output of the year, of the week. He also had Baltimore score 34% higher than its projected score. Matt Stafford gave Brocco 24 points, and Arian Foster, 10th best running back of the week at 16.3. Brocco, through the first 2 weeks, would be 6-12 versus the entire league, and Joe would be 2-16. The reason I give those record stats for everybody is going to be because it's a pretty good measurement of how good your team has been performing as compared to the rest of the league. Next was Jimmy versus Adam. Jimmy 129.76 to Adam's 106.16. Peyton Manning didn't have another 75-point week, so Adam didn't win. Jimmy had the 2nd highest score of the week, as a matter of fact, but we'll get to the highest next. His Jimmy Graham scored him 22.93 points, which was the highest of any tight end of the week, and he had the 8th highest score of a running back from C.J. Spiller at 17.03. Jimmy's record versus the league would be 14-4. Phillip Rivers, for Adam, scored 50 points. Except it was on his bench. Now, I'm not suggesting that Adam starts playing Phillip Rivers over Peyton Manning, but it's worth noting that 50 points was left on Adam's bench. Martellus Bennett was also left on Adam's bench with 17.07 points. Anquan Bolden, not on Adam's bench, was in the starting lineup, but only scored .47. Didn't even get half a point. He got .47. 6 of Adam's performers, 6 of his starters underperformed. He had the 2nd highest running back output of the week, though, at 36.04. So how's that feel, Adam, that your running backs scored you 36.04 and you lost by like 20-something points? Adam's record versus the league, because of his undefeatedness a week ago, is 11-7, and Jimmy's 14-4, as we mentioned. Ryan versus Dana for week 2. This was actually the ass-whooping of the week and in the running for ass-whooping of the year. It's 60.69 point difference for Ryan, winning 176.23 to 115.54. Aaron Rodgers scored Ryan 57.7 points. That was the highest scoring output by any player on anyone's team for the week. Number 1 pick. Seattle got Ryan 29 points. Pierre Garçon got him 20, which was the 5th highest wide receiver output. And Brandon Marshall got Ryan 18.5, which was the 8th best wide receiver of the week. And Greg Olsen, his tight end, got 11.6, and that was the 3rd best tight end score of the week. Dana did not fare so lucky, unfortunately. He still managed to score 115 points, despite Maurice Jones-Drew only giving him 2.77. Part of this is also Matt Ryan giving him 35.7 points, one of the higher quarterbacks of the week. And Randall Cobb, the 7th best wide receiver of the week, 19.53. And by the way, 3 of the Packers receivers did score in double digits. We'll get to 2 of them in a little bit. Jeff versus Jay was the next matchup. It was 129.49 to 107.66, Jeff being the winner. Marshawn Lynch got Jeff 30 points, which was the 7th highest score of the league, not running back, just 7th highest of any score. Dez Bryant was the 6th best wide receiver at 20.4, and Lamar Miller was double digits. I'm just mentioning it was double digits because I don't know the next time you'll see Lamar Miller score double digits. Jeff also had the highest running back output of the week at 43.57. Which was good because Colin Kaepernick only got him 7.05 points. Joe had a bad week at quarterback. Jeff had 7 points from his quarterback. Julio Jones, I didn't even write down how many points he scored because it was a shit ton. He blew up, Julio Jones did. Unfortunately for Jeff, it was on his bench. So when Jeff misses the playoffs because he's tied for 6th and he doesn't have the tiebreaker with the points, he can look back to week 2 and benching Julio Jones as to why. Jay, on the other hand, got 6 of his 10 starters scored less than their projected points. That includes Reggie Bush, who got hurt and only scored 5.43. And yes, Jay, Reggie Bush got hurt. That's your excuse, except that you knew the risk going into the season when you took him as your 2nd overall back. Jeff's record versus the league in the first 2 weeks is 8-10. And Jay's record versus the league is 11-7. That leaves us with myself versus Michael. This was the highest losing score. Mike scored 119.02, where I scored 129.05. So there was about a 10-point difference there. Andrew Luck, the 9th best quarterback in the league, got me 28 points. Deshaun Jackson, the 3rd best wide receiver, got me 23, almost 24 points. Julius Thomas scored for the 2nd straight week, and Jordy Nelson, second to last. My last 2 wide receiver picks have been stupendous with Deshaun Jackson and Jordy Nelson. Jordy getting me 16.4 points. I was against James Jones on Mike's team, who got him 14.87 points after getting him 0 a week ago. Michael did have the highest output by wide receivers at 56.34. Ray Rice got hurt also for Michael, but it was late in the game. It wasn't like it was the first quarter. He only scored him 2.2 points. No Sean Moreno got Michael 22.23 points on his bench. Whose idea was it to bench it, Ralph's or yours? So there you have it. Oh, Michael is 5-13 in the first 2 weeks. I am 13-5. So actually, Jimmy, through the first 2 weeks, has the best overall combined record. That leaves us with the preview of the coming games for Week 3 of Captain's League 2013. I am playing Jimmy. The interesting fact about this one, besides the fact that I'm projected to beat him 115-106, is that we are both 2-0. We are the only teams who are 2-0. So the winner of this matchup will continue to be undefeated, and there will be no other undefeated teams in the league. Following our matchup is Bracco versus Jeff. Both teams are 1-1. Bracco is projected to win 107-96. As a matter of fact, Jeff's score of 96.6 projection is the only projection less than 100 points. So I don't know. There's nobody on a bye yet, so you better check that out, Jeff. Joe is playing Ryan. Another rivalry, by the way, because Jimmy and myself are rivals. Joe plays Ryan. Ryan is going to score 113 points, according to his projections. Joe won't, with 102. So Joe possibly going from champion to 0-3. Good luck in that matchup, Joe. I'm sure you guys will have lots of fun. Then Dana will be playing my cousin Michael. This is a very close matchup. It's 102-102. The differential is at literally 0.05, so this is going to be interesting to see because Michael's 0-2 and will need a win, and Dana is 1-1, and Dana desperately wants to be above 500. Adam, your top scorer from a week ago, will be playing Jay, his rival. Both teams are 1-1. They're ranked 4th and 5th, respectively. Jay is scheduled to beat him 116-108, which should be fun because I hear the two of them are going to the Jets game this weekend because Jay apparently is a giant Jets fan now because he's bought season tickets. So good luck to you two hanging out in Giants Stadium. Damn flies is why I shouldn't do this outside. Anyway, all right, guys, I kept this just under 10 minutes if I stop it in the next 3 seconds, so take care, brush your hair, bye.